What's good with it, folks? It's your boy, the Boxing Know-It-All. Just stopping in. Just finished watching the Sancheco versus Ricky Hatton fight. And in prime Ricky Hatton style, Ricky Hatton was the hitman was hit hard and knocked out. So needless to say, that's gonna derail his comeback train. I was sitting there talking to my boy Daryl. What's up, Daryl? Be safe on that road, boy. Let me know you made it. Had to catch him while he was out and about so he wouldn't miss the fight. So he finally caught the fight, and we both sitting there laughing at Ricky Hatton and sitting there laughing at the dude that interviewed him at the end because Ricky Hatton was heading up the aisle, left the ring. He was trying to get out of there before the interview, but the dude cut him off at the pass. And we were kind of joking about it, but I know it's not anything to really joke about, but we were saying that the guy wasn't going to miss his chance at getting an exclusive interview for the late, great Ricky Hatton, who just might go and slit his wrist tonight or get him a pound of cocaine and go crazy again back on one of them binges because, man, he just really, pray to God that don't happen, though, so we're just joking, so no hard feelings. But so goes for Paul Malignaggi's dreams of fighting Ricky Hatton again. He wanted to bring Ricky Hatton to Brooklyn if he had won tonight. Now, had Ricky Hatton learned, this is a prime example of what I always talk about fighters being able to adapt. Ricky Hatton has absolutely no defense. He never had defense. He hadn't changed anything in 3.5-year layoff, even through his training of younger fighters that he's been doing. He still has not learned any type of defense. It goes to show, just like I said, same thing about Robert Guerrero for tonight's fight on HBO. When certain people get hit, they resort back to what they know. Ricky Hatton resorted back to what he knew once he got hit. And that was just brawling. That was no defense, no covering up. But he brought it on himself. Let me say this. Had Ricky Hatton had a plan B or C, had he adapted in the fight, it was only a 10-round fight. It was only a 10-round fight. And in my eyes, Ricky Hatton was winning by at least about 2 rounds. And this was in the 9th round, in which the 9th round hadn't been scored yet. But between the 9th and the 10th round, had he just stayed there, had he done something different, changed up his tactics, quit going in head first, put his hands up, jabbed a little bit from the outside. Granted, he had a shorter reach. And Sancheco was just really beginning to open up. So I know he wished that it was a 12-round fight. Granted, he got the knockout, so I guess it didn't matter. But had changed up his style, moved around a little bit, boxed more, and tied Sancheco up, as opposed to letting him swing openly on him once he started to get away from the body punches and things of that nature, because you could see Ricky Hatton getting winded. Why would Hatton not just change his gear up? But he knows only one thing. Had he changed his gear up, though, he would have won the fight. Now, granted, he would have had to go back to the drawing board, change his style up a little bit more, and try to work on some different things before he moved on to another fight. But at the same token, he would have won. And he'd have been still contemplating, going on with his next boxing match, trying to get him a title fight. He would have got a title fight just off his name alone, because as you can see, Paul Malignaggi, which is one of the welterweight champions, he wanted to actually fight Ricky Hatton. And given that our sanctioning bodies aren't working for, they were going to let Ricky Hatton leapfrog over everybody that's a contender, and actually let him fight Paul Malignaggi. So that's another reason why I have absolutely no love for the sanctioning bodies, because they just get a check under the table and they just let everything go by. But nonetheless, Ricky Hatton was knocked out by a tremendous left hook to the body. Looked like it hit him right up under that floating rib, and it paralyzed him. Did him some dirt. I gotta give him hard though. He attempted to get up. He listened to the count. He tried to get up around 8.5, 9. Body just wouldn't function. So it was a wrap on that. But nonetheless, it's a wrap for Hatton. And I don't feel like he needs to get in there with any maulers anyway, because he would seriously get injured nowadays. And I think it's good that he even attempted to come back. I thought that was pretty good. I know he didn't want to go out the way he went out. I know he wanted to get in and go out on his shield, victory-wise, not on his back. But at least this time, he didn't go out on his back when he get knocked out. He was kind of crunched over in a fetal position, but hey, that's better than sleep like he was when he fought. Pacquiao and Mayweather. So it is what it is. So on to the next fight, and so be it for. I hate to say this because people are gonna think I'm racist, but so be it for the great white hype. It's not gonna happen. So deuces to Ricky Hatton. You brought forth a lot of energy, man, and don't go slit your wrist, don't go hang yourself, don't go step out in traffic trying to stop 18 wheelers with your hand. Just go on, call it a wrap, continue with your promotional company. I saw that he actually did a lot of the promotions for this fight, so he still has good money coming in over there because they can fill up stadiums with nothing. It would have been real good to see him and Amir Khan fight over across seas. It would have been a huge event over there, but I see Amir Khan getting ready to get his ass whooped by Molina. I mean, granted, Amir Khan can box, but like I said, defensive-wise, if he haven't improved defensive-wise, he's going to lose. But then again, I give him a good chance, though, because Molina's shell-shocked. He just come off of an ass whooping. So, a 45-second soundbite, if I'm not mistaken. So, we're gonna see how that goes. Nonetheless, everybody have a good night. More boxing coming on here in a minute. Andre Berto and Robert Guerrero. I picked Berto by stoppage. So be prepared to see Robert Guerrero bent over like the hitman when he got hit. All right, dude.